Hey everyone, why is Nvidia starting to act like a meme stock the way it moves? I think it's because of the split. It split 10 for 1, making the shares much cheaper, making it much more possible for many more people to trade it. So we got a bigger retail crowd. And so it's taking on meme-like characteristics. Even though there is, of course, real value behind it, tremendous value behind it. But it's gotten so high up that it's like, how spectacular, how outrageous do we think this stock is going to continue to be? And as long as we all agree that it will continue to be spectacular, out of this sight, out of this world, it will continue to do so. It's basically a crowd mentality, and it's a meme-like stock mentality where it's the price jumps, and when it starts to jump, everybody jumps in, and when it starts to fall, everybody jumps out. So you get these swings of 7 points down one day and the next day up 7 points. And right now, Nvidia doesn't report earnings next until August 21st. It reports it very late compared to other stocks. Now, we will have exciting stocks coming up, and I like to play the earnings. I find that's the main way I've made money, is to go on hot stocks before their earnings, and then but I change it a little bit because I invest before earnings, and then if the earnings come out positive and the forecast is good, then I either double down or triple down depending upon the stock. But I'm very much inclined to day trade right now until we get the PCE on Friday, the personal consumption expenditures, which will indicate what inflation is doing. And looking at the chart on Nvidia, if you average out all the gains and losses for the 5 days, during these 5 days, it's gone down supposedly 4%, but it didn't feel like that. It was as high as 140, and it was as low as 116 on Tuesday for a brief moment. But then it shot up to 126 by the end of the day. So Nvidia still has it in it to take these streaks where it just suddenly takes off and there's no stopping it. And I think it's because the retail crowd just jumps on it and keeps pumping it. Its relative strength is 66, so that's good. It's not overbought. But I don't think it really matters with this stock because it's trading so meme stock-like. And before I let money set overnight in Nvidia, I want to see that PCE report, the personal consumption expenditures reports on Friday. I'm using the 21-day moving average as the red line on the chart. And you can see that Nvidia, it's gone down, but it's recovered. And it's going to recover because the story is intact. People know it's a valuable stock. That's not the same story for Broadcom. Broadcom is the stock or the company that connects everything to everything else. So you would expect it to do well. And they had wonderful earnings. And so I think it will do well. Broadcom splits its stock 10 for 1 on July 15th. So we have another splitting event similar to Nvidia. And I think similar to Nvidia, you have to play it a little bit. But I think it's more clear with Broadcom that it is so down in the dumps now that it's very likely to increase after July 15th. And I will be playing the split by buying some before the split and then adding or subtracting to it, depending on how it reacts afterwards. I think we're in a favorable position in that it will probably be way down and the split will energize it. It has been going down and it hasn't stopped going down. It's come down from over 1,800 to about 1,580. And I think this is a stock I believe in, and so I will play it. Broadcom's relative strength is 41, so it's underbought. So is it a buy now? I just don't think it has the crowd behind it that Nvidia does. That's the way I roll. Thank you.